All right, so here we have the model that provides the low-level generic functions to interact with with Mongo. It's a good practice to wrap these low-level generic functions with something that is more high-level, that is specific to our particular domain. Instead of using these low-level generic functions, we're going to wrap them into something more useful and descriptive for the rest of the application. So we're going to do that in a DAO. We're going to create a data access object that's going to wrap these low-level generic functions. So let's create here in JavaScript, we'll create a quizzes dao.server.js. And in here, we're going to load the model. So this is the quizzes model. We're going to require it. We'll go up one and then down to models and then quizzes, and then quizzes model. Now we have the model, right? We can now write the high-level functions, in terms of this low-level model, right? So we might want to have functions here such as, find all quizzes. We might implement that, right? We might also implement something like const find a quiz by its unique identifier. And you provide the quiz ID, and then we retrieve that one quiz. We can have maybe create a quiz, right? Not that a student might be able to create a quiz, right? But they might be able, maybe a faculty might be able to create a quiz, but maybe not a student. But they would provide here the quiz object, and then we can maybe insert that quiz object into a database. So we would have here all the CRUD operations that we might need, right? So we could create a quiz, delete a quiz, update a quiz. We can submit a quiz. So this wraps all the high-level functions that are available throughout the application, and we write them in terms of these quiz models. Now, sometimes we might need to use two different models, right? For instance, there might be a relationship between quizzes and questions and attempts, and so one DAO might be using several models, right? It might need to aggregate all the different functionality from the low-level application and interaction with the database, and that's where you would do it in the DAO. Right? So once we have these functions, we're going to export them as a map for all that implements all these operations so that they can be used elsewhere in the application. There we have it. So this is the beginnings of the DAO, and we'll focus on a couple of these and we'll do them as we need them.